Hey everyone, and welcome. Every single time you shop online or check your bank account, or even just scroll through your favorite blog, there's this invisible battle going on right behind the scenes. So today, we're going to pull back that curtain and look at the silent guardian that keeps your digital life safe. Let's dive in and see how it all works.
Just think about it for a second. All that data flowing back and forth between you and a website. Now, most of it is totally normal, right? It's just you clicking on links, browsing around. But mixed in with all that good traffic, something else is almost always lurking. So what's really hiding in your web traffic?
You can kind of think of the internet as this massive, bustling city. It's amazing. But just like any big city, it's got its sketchy parts, its dark alleys. And down those alleys, there are countless automated threats that are constantly, 24/7, probing for any weakness in the websites we all rely on.
All right, so let's meet the usual suspects. First up, you've got malicious scripts, often called XSS, which basically try to trick a website into running bad code right inside your browser. Then there are database attacks, like SQL injection, which is like a digital crowbar trying to pry open the vault where all the data is kept. Throw in malicious bots and straight-up data theft, and, well, you've got the villains of our story.
And I want to be super clear here. We are not talking about some lone hacker in a dark room. No way. This is a constant, non-stop global storm of automated attacks. Literally, every single second, bots and scripts are knocking on millions and millions of digital doors, just hoping to find one that's unlocked. The scale of it is just mind-boggling.
So you might be thinking, how on earth does any website survive all that? Well, it needs a security guard, a really, really smart one. So for today, let's just call it the website's digital bouncer.
And of course, that bouncer has a proper technical name, a Web Application Firewall, or WAF for short. It's basically this protective shield that sits right at the front door of the website, and its whole job is to inspect every single request trying to get in. It decides who's legit and who gets thrown out.
Yep, the best way to picture it is as a bouncer at the front door of your favorite online store. They check everyone out. If you look like a regular customer, hey, come on in. But if you look like you're there to cause some trouble, you are not getting past that velvet rope.
Okay, so how does this bouncer actually know who to let in and who to kick out? Well, the first way is pretty cool. You give it a rulebook, a custom rulebook that you, the website owner, get to write yourself.
And the logic for writing one of these rules is actually pretty simple. It's like a three-step dance. First, you tell the WAF what to inspect. You say, hey, look at this specific part of the request, like the user's IP address. Second, you define what looks suspicious. This is where you say, okay, if it looks like this, that's a red flag. And finally, number 3, you tell it how to act. Block them, let them through, or maybe just count the request to keep an eye on it.
And this is where it gets really powerful, because you can get so specific. You can literally write a rule that says, if a request contains anything that even smells like a malicious script, bam, block it immediately. Or, you know what, we don't do any business in this particular country, so if anyone tries to connect from there, just block them. You're in the driver's seat.
Now this all sounds great, right? But it brings up a huge problem. The bad guys are inventing new tricks, new attacks every single day. If you're writing all the rules yourself, that means you have to stay on top of all of that all the time. So the big question is, how could anyone possibly keep up? Well, what if you didn't have to? What if, instead, you could just hire a team of the world's best security experts to write and update that rulebook for you 24/7?
And that right there is the other way to do this. And honestly, it's a much more powerful approach. You just let the experts handle it. Forget about chasing down every new threat. You just plug into a system that's always up to date.
This is all done using something called managed rule groups. Just think of these as master rulebooks, written and curated by entire teams of security pros. They're the ones constantly analyzing new threats, figuring out how to stop them, and then automatically updating the rules for you. You don't have to lift a finger.
And just look at how comprehensive these are. You've got a core rule set that handles the common stuff like SQL injection. There are entire lists of known malicious IP addresses that get blocked right away. You've got specialized rules just for controlling bots, and even rules to protect specific operating systems like Linux or Windows. It's like having an instant world-class security team on your side.
But the threats today are getting way more sophisticated. The game is always changing. So our digital bouncer, well, it's had to level up. It needs some superpowers.
Let's take bots, for example.
It is so important to understand that not all bots are bad. Some are actually good, like the search engine crawlers that help people find your website. But then there are the dangerous ones. We're talking ticket scalper bots, bots that steal login info, or bots that snatch up all the inventory of a hot new product before a real person even has a chance.
To fight these super threats, modern WAFs have some seriously cool tricks. They use machine learning to spot weird patterns that a simple rule would totally miss. They can fingerprint a user's browser, analyzing all these tiny details to figure out if it's a real person or a sophisticated bot in disguise. They can automatically throw up a CAPTCHA to challenge suspicious traffic. And of course, they are the frontline defense against those massive DDoS attacks that try to just flood a site offline.
Okay, so we've covered a lot. Threats, bouncers, rulebooks, superpowers, but let's bring it all home. Why does this invisible guardian truly matter to you?
Because at the end of the day, this isn't just about protecting some company's servers. It's about protecting your personal data from being stolen. It's protecting your privacy. And it's protecting your fair chance to do things like buy concert tickets without an army of bots getting there first. It's a critical behind-the-scenes piece of the puzzle that makes the internet actually work for all of us.
So, the next time you log in somewhere, just remember that invisible shield's standing guard. And that leaves us with one final thought to chew on. In a world that completely runs on data, it's worth asking yourself, who is protecting yours?